The 2024 Money in the Bank pay-per-view is over, but many fans may not know that while that show was going on, Roman Reigns was burying his deceased father as it brought the 2-day funeral to a sad end. In attendance at the burial were 2 mystery guests that has led to disturbing questions about 2 missing WWE stars. In today's video, we'll have full coverage of this sad burial of Roman's dad. We'll show you pictures and videos and a list of who was in attendance. But 4 WWE stars who missed the 2-day funeral were the current members of the Bloodline who had to appear at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And it's unknown whether or not Roman knows that Solo's Bloodline won the match against Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens in the main event at Money in the Bank, as Solo pinned Cody Rhodes in the middle of the ring. So why did Solo pin Cody Rhodes? Very surprising to have Solo pin the champion. This is because they are setting up Solo versus Cody at SummerSlam. Also at Money in the Bank, we saw a promo for an upcoming WWE pay-per-view called Bad Blood, coming in October. Those words, Bad Blood, could mean that it has to do with the Bloodline and possibly Roman Reigns. But obviously, WWE was probably the furthest thing from Roman's mind when he said his final goodbye to his father as he was buried. We'll get to more on the burial in just a moment. Many fans who didn't know that Roman was laying his father to rest were hopeful that Roman Reigns would make his return to WWE at Money in the Bank. And they waited until the last second before Money in the Bank went off the air, and Roman did not appear. But obviously, there was just no way Roman could make it to the pay-per-view. There are brand new pictures and videos of Roman at his father's burial, along with 2 mystery guests. Let's get to this right now. The relationship between Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman has been very special because it was when Roman teamed up with Paul Heyman in 2020 that Roman began becoming the biggest star in WWE and a heel who was a fan favorite. Very different from the days when he was a babyface. He was definitely not a fan favorite of the people in attendance, as he was heavily booed. But obviously, with Roman gone and fans chanting, "We want Roman," there is an incredible appetite to see Roman again in WWE. If Roman does come back, will it be with or without Paul Heyman? Well, right now, Paul Heyman is off TV due to the attack by the Bloodline that sent him to the hospital. We got an update from WWE at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view about Paul Heyman. They once again mentioned that Paul Heyman was going to be at the Fanatics Fest in New York in mid-August. But they prefaced that by saying Paul Heyman will be there if he's in good enough condition to attend, showing that WWE is basically saying that more than a week later, Paul Heyman may not be able in a month to attend this Fanatics Fest, that he will not recover by then. That is very bad. So what about Roman? If he does return, will he come back with Heyman? According to rumors, if Roman decides to come back, he will not be with Paul Heyman, at least at first. WWE wants Roman to return, but they want Heyman to possibly return at a later date. As we know, the main writers of the Bloodline saga are Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. So they will continue working together behind the scenes. But the question is, will they work together on TV? Because at this point, we don't know if Paul Heyman will even be well enough to be on TV possibly ever again, especially with these sad updates that WWE has been giving us. But while Money in the Bank was going on and everybody was excited, having fun, enjoying the show, Roman Reigns was going through one of the saddest days of his life, as he had to bury his father on the second day of the traditional Samoan funeral. And now let's take a look at some of the pictures from the burial. As we see here, some relatives of Roman's dad with a portrait remembering Sika, as it was a closed casket funeral. Some of the attendees included The Rock's mother, as well as two missing WWE stars. Jimmy Uso was spotted at the funeral, as he has not been in WWE for some time. Also in attendance was Roman's friend Paul Heyman, as he posed for a picture next to the father of Solo Sikoa, Rikishi. Very interesting, because Solo is the one who ordered Paul Heyman to be powerbombed through the commentator's desk. And the saddest moment of the burial had to be when Roman Reigns, who is now the head of the family, paid his last and final respects to his father in a traditional Samoan ceremony. And as Roman did this, he was next to Sika's brother and member of the Wild Samoans, Afa. And here you can see a very sad picture as Roman is standing in front of his father's casket. And as for Paul Heyman, who suffered that vicious attack at the hands of Solo's Bloodline, it seems that he is officially out of the hospital, but some are questioning whether he actually ever went to the hospital. Could it be that it was all part of a script? He was placed on the stretcher, put into an ambulance, and WWE said he went to the hospital. But did he? Did he make a miraculous recovery? No matter what the truth is, Paul Heyman was able to be there for his friend Roman Reigns in his darkest hour. Do you think Paul Heyman actually went to the hospital, or do you think it was all part of a WWE script? Leave a comment and give me your opinion.